Oh, I think I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, cool. Yeah, I am live. So, first things first, welcome to the new time of the Fastrack FBA Weekly Live. I'm just doing this to really support our sellers. And the one thing we kind of noticed was that we were doing a lot of like the calls very early in the morning, which wasn't very good for like the American market. So this is a bit of a new time that we're trialing, and also well, it allows me to do some operational stuff beforehand. So if you are joining today, do drop a big hello down below. Let me know where you're calling from. I'm interested to obviously know. And also, if you've got any questions, please do ask. Feel free to ask any questions you've got. We're here to help you, really. I'll kind of share everything that I know. There's a lot going on in my businesses right now. We've had, quite a few problems, a lot of operational things that we've had to figure out. Scaling problems in the US and in the UK, and even looking into, should we say, growing even bigger into next year, and then also as well, like scaling into another whole business, like an Amazon Germany business. But there's a lot going on. But hey, I can sit here all day long and talk about my business, but I'm really here to help you. So if you're here, and I know we've got a couple of people watching already, just drop a hi down below in the comments, or just let us know, where you're calling from. And obviously, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Honestly, this time is really, for you guys to ask questions, and obviously I'll share with you my thoughts, what I think, and it's really just to help you out. So while we're waiting for questions, and obviously coming in, if anyone is here, drop it down below. But I'll just kind of talk you through a couple of things that happened in my business. Obviously, if you haven't noticed, recently we got an offer in the UK for £252,000, which is absolutely massive. So we're just going through the operational aspects of that, and there are 4 areas we look at if you want to know about whenever you're taking on an Amazon loan. Number 1, can you actually find enough deals? Do you have the manpower to find deals? Do you have the opportunity to find deals you can spend it on? Number 2, can you actually cater for it, as in like the people purchasing it and can cater for it? That's going to be super important. So for us, about purchasing assistance. Number 3 is, can you actually deal with the logistics of it, i.e. warehouse prep, and we've had a conversation with our warehouse around that. And then finally, number 4, with the increase in the ordering, can we deal with the administration behind it, i.e. shipping it from the warehouse to Amazon, dealing with it in Amazon, and also invoices, etc., etc. So that's the 4th thing we're looking at in regards to it. So pretty much happy with it. We're not sure whether we'll take it yet, but we'll see. But they're the 4 things we've been looking at around the Amazon loan for $250,000. And then in the US, and I'll say it now, and if anyone is joining, just drop a hello and drop any questions you've got down below. So I'm here to help. If there's anything, maybe you're struggling with your Amazon business VAs, UK, USA, obviously I do online arbitrage, but I can probably help you with wholesale. If you've got questions around that, drop the questions down below. So give me a big hey. Obviously a slightly different time now. This is going to be the new time going forward to help out, but I'll just also talk about USA really quickly. And if, while I'm waiting for you guys to drop your questions, I think I can help with. So in the USA business, one thing we've seen is that the sales have really ramped up, and then they've gone back down again. And 2 things we identified. Number 1 was the stock was taking too long to get shipped. There was a problem around our warehouse whereby they wanted us to pay the invoice before they shipped, and we've now resolved that. And then number 2 is just the speed of the stock being moving through the process. So, money in the bank, buying stock being shipped to Amazon, and then to the warehouse, and warehouse shipping to Amazon, Amazon selling it and getting us money back to the bank. When we look at that loop, it's just taking too long. So that's causing us to slow down. So that's had an impact. So that's something we're working on this week, and a lot of other stuff, lots and lots of things going on, but that's pretty much it. So let's kind of jump over to the comments, guys. If you've got questions, please drop them down below. Again, I'm not really here to talk about myself. I can, I'm more than welcome to. If you want to ask me questions, I can, but I am here to help you. So let's kind of jump through. We've got Arlene. I want to be part of the Fastrack FBA family. Fantastic, great. Obviously, you can apply, go to our website, top right hand corner, resources, work for us. You can apply. Really simple. Be part of the family. Hey. So Sal Al. Hey Thomas. Hey, good to hear. Let me know where you're calling from. Really interested to know. AJ Sambas, good. Hi, good morning. Yeah, it's good morning for me as well. So 10 o'clock in the morning. Really happy with that. So obviously great to have you. Let us know if there's anything I can help you with. That'd be really good. Harminder has said, hi Tom. Hey, great. Honestly, good to see you. Let us know if there's anything I can help you with. Any questions you've got in your business that's going on. Veronica said, hi Tom. Hi Veronica. Loving the picture, by the way. Really good, very good. Anything I can help you with, let me know in the comments down below, and obviously I will answer that. So, first question come through, S. Martin. Hi, Thomas. Can you go through the pros and cons of being VAT registered in the UK? Great question, by the way. So, long story short, and I'll kind of do a very quick summary. First of all, you need to ask yourself the question, why did I start the business? And I assume you started the business because you wanted to, first of all, quit your job, and then second of all, obviously replace the job money, and then like third is actually have a better life. So let's just assume the fact that you want to replace your job money, and if you're looking to earn, let's call it £2,000 a month, you're probably going to have to hit the VAT threshold to just achieve £2,000 a month. You can do it under, but like normally most people hit it. So and why do I tell you that is because you're going to have to go over it. Like it's like if and by the way, if you could probably do 2,000 a month being under the VAT threshold, but then that's it. You're not going to ever grow. And once you hit 2,000 a month, you're going to have time. You're going to be like, okay, well, I want to go bigger. So long story short is if you are taking this business seriously and you want to grow it, you're going to have to go over the VAT threshold. So with that in mind, it's not really like a should I, shouldn't I? It's like, do I really want to grow the business to earn good money? Yes. Well, I'm going to have to go through it. It's just the nature of doing business. You know, you have VAT because it helps small businesses, but after that, you're going to have to just pay it. Long story short, you're probably looking at about an 8% reduction in your profitability per item. There is something called the there's like there's like the standard VAT scheme. You get quarterly, annually, they're exactly the same. And then the other one is called standard rate VAT. Top tip, I probably wouldn't advise standard rate. It does kind of help out. It does make it a bit more simple, but it is a bit more complex, or it's a bit like less things support it. It's a bit more of a problem. So I'd just get used to doing normal VAT, just learn how to do it, because you're going to grow the business even higher than 250,000, hopefully. Because that's the rate at which you have to come off the reduced rate VAT, which is a lower 7%, and go on to standard rate VAT. So the reduced rate VAT, which is a simplified one, just don't even worry. So long story short, if you are going to do it, we all have to pay VAT. If you're a big boy, I say big boy, you're not, 80,000 is not even that much. You're just going to have to do it. So I think for you, pros and cons is, if you want to keep it super small, earn some money on the side whilst keeping your job, fantastic, don't bother. But if you're going to take the business seriously to replace your job and go forward, you're just going to have to go through it. Smash through, it's really going to help out. So hope that makes sense. About 8% reduction. Get an accountant. We use e-commerce accountants. You just type in e-commerce accountants to be the first one, based in London, and really good. So I hope that helps. S. Martin, let me know in the comments down below if that is helpful. So Harminder, is it too late to hire a VA for Q4? No, not at all. Like, you can still hire them. At the end of the day, our VAs and trust me, the training's got so much better. They do start adding value a lot quicker. And again, for you, is just like even if they're like in December, for example, like you hire them now and then in December they started to find you deals. That's only going to help you out. And that's even again, what I would say is, look, I hate to say it, it's like the old advert. A dog is not for Christmas; it's for life. A VA is not just for Christmas; it's for life. Like, for me, is we've already done our hiring and we're still hiring now. Oh my God, I've just said, we've got like 3 more we're hiring for our Amazon business. This isn't about even today or even about this Q4. This is about next year. And you might say, actually, I'm going to hire a VA today for Q4. They might not add huge amounts of value, but at least they're going to experience it. And then when we come into next year, they're going to be smashing it. But you're going to have that VA for the whole of the year. They're going to level up, and in Q4 next year, they're going to get it. So again, this is never about just today. Business is always long-term. Always take a long-term view. Question is, do you need a VA? If you do, we'll hire one. Doesn't matter whether it's Q4, Q1, Q2, Q3. Just get it done. Honestly, like, if you think you're going to need one, get it done. Because it takes time, I promise you. And even if it's like, even if this don't start our value until Q1 next year, my God, your Q1 is going to be the best Q1 you've ever had. And then your Q2 is going to be the best Q2, and Q3 best Q3. So don't be worried. Harminder, let me know in the comments if that's been helpful, and just kind of, if you've got any questions, let me know. Anthony Peters, hey, love the picture, by the way. Hey, how are you dealing with declaration of conformity requests from Amazon on certain toys? We don't really have many. Long story short is, my understanding of the situation, don't quote me on it, is that Amazon wants to build its database of declaration of conformity. So if there's like 10 people on the listing, they'll all get hit with a DOC, but only one of them has to provide it for it to be removed from all the other 9. So I think that's the way it works. Don't quote me. But like, to give you an idea, we have like 700 SKUs right now. Obviously, not all toys, or I probably say like 100 of them toys. We have like six compliance request documentation. So very few. It's not really a problem. I think top tip for you is buy some products, ship them in, and don't go too deep on toys right now, if that makes sense. Just find the ones which are working, i.e. not getting the DOCs, and then obviously buy bigger once you ship them in, they go fine. So I hope that makes sense. But we're not really seeing, like, it's not really a big issue. You can Google a lot of them, you can speak to suppliers about them. We always do that anyway, but a lot of the time, like, it's not really been a problem. Like, it really hasn't. It's kind of like a, oh, it's not. I hope that makes sense. Anthony, let me know in the comments if that's helpful down below. So, Oliver, yo, hey, great to see you. Let me know where you're calling from, Oliver. Right. And thanks for joining, honestly. Thank you for sharing. Okay, we've got AJ. I'm from Ava PH. I do remember Ava PH. I need to go back on a live call with you guys soon. So that's, I think it's Amazon VA's Philippines PH. That's what it stands for. So honestly, great to be, great to be part of your group. And obviously, thank you for having me. And also as well, thank you for joining the call today. Let us know if there's anything I can help you with. Veronica said, hello, I'd like to know if it is necessary to purchase the barcode for listings, or is it enough with the barcodes that Amazon provides from the list of products? Okay, let's be very crystal clear. I don't do private label or brand. I don't create new listings. If you create a new listing, as far as I'm aware, you do need a new barcode because it's a new product and you have to go down that route. If you are going to join the existing listing, so let's say, for example, I don't know, I've got here, like, I bought these the other day. So these are like FPV kind of like things. That's an existing listing on Amazon. I bought these. Now, if I had some that I wanted to buy, like Lego, for example, I could join that listing and sell on the same one. And obviously the product that I'm buying already has a barcode on it. So that I can use that barcode, which is called the manufacturer barcode. I don't need to go buy another barcode because that is the barcode for that product. That could just be Lego or anything. Or what I can do is use also known as commingling, print out my sticker and stick it on top. And then Amazon will give me a barcode, but the product itself originally has a barcode. So it's up to you. You can use Amazon barcode or use the existing manufacturer barcode, but that's only for existing listings. If it's an existing listing, fantastic. So, but if it's a new listing, then you're going to need a new barcode. A GS1 database, you've got to make sure you're buying it through them. Let's kind of go through. Hope that, Veronica, let me know in the comments down below. Oliver, yeah, not sure what you mean by that, but I'll leave you to that one. Harminder says, have you been hit with food safety product violations from Amazon? We had 3 last week. None. Just had a report this morning from my ops manager, and we've had nothing. We were talking about it. We've had like 2 IP complaints. Both of them said fake and authentic, and we bought it directly from the people who said it. So we'll get them dealt with. But yeah, nothing. Let us know about yourself, or like, what did they say? Let us know in the comments down below. So Oliver says it's like 15 to 35p versus 0.5p per item. I'm not really too sure what you're talking about. Oh, maybe it's like barcodes. That's cool. Yeah, cool, Oliver. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's really good of you. Hey, community helping each other. Fantastic. Thank you. Pretty good. Let's going to go. Sal said, quick question. When you have a limited company and purchasing from products like Boots or Superdrug, would you register a store as a company individual? We do it as individual. We do it always as an individual. We don't register it as a company. Never really a problem. Like, interesting enough, like, let's say, for example, it's Tom at Fastrack FBA. I would just do, like, name Thomas Parkinson and Thomas at fastrackfba.com, and obviously pay with the company credit card. And there's no problem with that. Like, from an accounting perspective, it went through the company accounts, it's been registered in my name. Even if I'm buying it personally and reclaiming it still in my name, even though it's not in the company name, you can kind of do that. Again, speak to your accountant from the accounting side, but we've always done everything as an individual, never been a problem. Sal, let me know in the comments if that's helpful. Carlos has said, how are you dealing with IP complaints as you scale up? I feel the more exposure we have, these issues are encountered more frequently. Yeah, I really do understand. So I think 2 things. It's a really good comment, and I think the idea is protect the base. So, like, always make sure you're protecting the account. There was something going around in a couple of the UK groups previously around, like, don't fight the complaints, just delete the listing, move on. I was like, hell no, like, I'm not leaving any marks on my account. I'm fighting everything I can get my hands on. So 2 things really. And if I give you an idea, we have 700 SKUs, we do £250,000 a month, so like 200, I think like 212 for the month so far. Right now, we've only had them in the last week. We've got 1 suspect and 2 received intellectual property complaints. I'm not too worried about them. We should get them all dealt with, so they should be cleared down. But the other one we did as well is there is a service we use. I'll see if I can find you the name. Oh my God, it's not going to be easy. I'll see if I can find you the name, but we pay for another service, about $100 a month, whereby we can actually have, they can help us out. You know, they help us with these things. And I won't lie, they do charge as well. Here we go. They are called, oh my God, sellerbasic.com, I think it is. Let me just check. Seller Basic. Yeah, Seller Basics. Yeah, we use those guys. They're like an American-based legal system, and they just my team can liaise with them. They can get like custom written stuff within 24 hours. So they'll write all the right stuff out for Amazon. But also as well, we have paid a couple of times. Like it's like $500 a time. So it's not cheap. Whereby we've had custom written letters done for us and sent in. And I think if they don't work, they refund you. Don't quote me on that one. But we do use them, sellerbasics.com. And it's just been helpful. And I think at the end of the day, is like, yeah, it's $100 a month. And I remember when I used to be really super like, oh my God, don't spend a penny, I can do it myself. But now I'm like, my God, this is £250,000 a month for doing in revenue, obviously decent profits. $100 is like protecting the base. Spend the $100, save it. So as we've scaled up, we've invested in that, and that's been part of like the strategic plan. So I hope that makes sense. And let me know, Carlos, what you're doing maybe as you're scaling. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll get down to it. Guys, if you are here, I've got a couple. I've got some more questions to go through, but just drop me a message like, hey, who are you? Where you're calling from? And obviously, you've got questions. I will, as part of these sessions, and this is a new time we're doing it, I'm really trying to make sure that we go through every single question, helping you guys out. Again, I can sit here and talk about my business, but I do enough YouTube videos. This is about me kind of giving back and helping you guys. So hopefully something that's going to be really help you out. So do ask your questions down below, and I promise you I'll get through them, even if it's like super fast and kind of give you a guiding principle to get to. So I don't know, Rihanna. I'm really bad with names. I'm so sorry. Watching, great. Thank you so much for joining. Honestly, really good. Let us know where you're calling from. Adam, and obviously, if there's anything I can help you with, let me know. Adam's come back. Is it okay to send customers a free gift in their order, as long as you say it's a free gift in the package? I don't know. Read Amazon terms and conditions, and you've got to be super read it like super fine. If I give you an example, when you send an email to Amazon customers to ask them for a review, you cannot say, if you liked this product, leave us a review, because they might only, then you're implying that you should only leave a review if it's positive, but they shouldn't leave a review if it's negative. Amazon are very, very careful about that, and they're very, and you are breaking terms, their terms of service by doing that. So I don't know the exact answer. I know a lot of people do create bundles whereby they put like a phone and a wallet together, and in there you might get a free SAS pen, our card, and thank you very much. You get a free pen with it. That might be like a bundle, for example, as a free gift. Whether it's a free gift or not, I probably wouldn't consider it as a free gift. I call it as part of the package. People do that. It's called custom bundling. There's a lot of controversy right now about it. But if you're doing like merchant fulfilled and you ship out this, and in the package you ship this out as an extra thing, I don't know the legitimacy of that. I'd probably say don't do it. And the reason is for the simple fact that the customer's not getting what they expect. They're getting more than they expect, and they might be conceived as being something else. I don't know. Read Amazon terms and conditions. I hope that makes sense. Adam, let me know in the comments down below if that helps sense. In the UK, great. Let me know where you're from. Adam's also said Amazon will issue a barcode for which you can use. Agreed. Fantastic. That's the shipping. Sorry, it's ringing. There's like whenever the dustbin men come, they do that. Welcome to Mexico, by the way. So Oliver said, I thought she was referring to labeling your own products versus Amazon labels shipping for you. Okay, cool, fantastic, that's great. Thanks for sharing, Oliver. Thanks for sharing. Veronica's gone back. Thank you so much. You exactly what I needed. Thanks. You're a wise. Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm wise. Just been here a long time. Adam has said, first time I've tuned in, thanks for sharing your wisdom. Cool, thank you, Adam. Honestly, really great that I can help you. Honestly, you've got questions, do come back. Honestly, I'm here to help. I do a lot of videos, but like that's very one way. This is about me helping you. So I'll share about my journey, but again, it's about helping you guys. Olivia, hey, Olivia Hamilton. Would you stay clear of purchasing stock and jumping on a listing that has a suppressed buy box? Still, no, not at all, not at all. Top tip for you, go on to the keeper graph, by the way, suppressed buy box. Obviously on the keeper graph, you'll see that there is no buy box on the keeper graph because it's suppressed and you can see how long it's been suppressed for. But what you're really looking for is the sales rank, and ultimately you're looking for drops in the sales rank or changes in it. You know, if it isn't that nice kind of like up, down, that means it's quite slow selling. But if it's still like suppressed and it's still selling really well, fantastic, not a problem. Like the product is still selling even though it's suppressed. So, you know, yes, you can bring your price down and make it unsuppressed, i.e. get it cheap enough. But what you're really looking for is whether it's suppressed or not is actually whether the product is selling. That's the important thing. You can also turn on the keeper chart, the blue one, the new, and also see the new price. That'll show you the lowest. But just be mindful of the fact that it's sales you're looking for, not so much the price. The new will kind of give you a rough idea, but no, jump on it, not a problem. Still make some really good sales on suppressed buy box. And I'll share this with you now. If you want to know a little kind of insider trading tip, and you know, it's kind of like what I've seen, but also what we see in the news. Now I'm creating the news here is if you want to know, Amazon scrapes other websites, like say for example Argos or Walmart. Now if they find a product in the other website cheaper than it is in Amazon, and it's sold by Amazon, what they'll probably do is bring their price down. But number two is if it's sold by third-party sellers, then they will introduce what's in a suppressed buy box. And this came out in a recent in a recent dispute. I've forgotten what it's called. It's like class action suit or something, like the US government are doing it, whereby Amazon say in the terms and conditions they did, you are not allowed to sell your product cheaper elsewhere on another platform. It has to be at the same price as Amazon. So Amazon cannot be more expensive than anywhere else. And when they found that, i.e. through scraping the thing, what they do is suppress buy box of products. So it does happen, but it doesn't mean that product stops selling. Just be aware of that. So, and you will see it come and go. It's literally a nightmare. So it's not only internal metrics, i.e. like 90-day sale price, it is also can be external, i.e. they're scraping other sites. Olivia, I hope that makes sense. And go from there. So Oliver has said, do you think I can win my IB claim if I never actually sold the product, it was still in shipment? You should be able to. I think it says in the IP complaint itself, like if you feel there's justification, i.e. you've never sold the product, do research. I'd look on Amazon Seller Central. I'm not an expert. There's a really good group. Oliver, I would really recommend doing this. Give me 2 seconds. Let me find the Facebook group for you. ASTG, is that right? No, Amazon Seller. Here we go. Amazon's, I think this is it. Let me just check. Here we go. There's a big American group, and I'd really recommend check this group out. It's going to really help you out. I will drop a link to it in the chat. I don't know if I can just do that. I'll just drop it down there. This is called Amazon Seller Performance Suspensions Rights Owner Legal Issues, ASGTG. 64,000 people in it. It's run by a guy called Ed Rosenberg. He's like really renowned in it, and he's really hot on like supporting sellers in regards to this issue. So go into that group, share about what's happened, and see what people say. They generally give some really good advice. So I think they're going to give you some good case studies. Also, as well, you should be able to read in their search thing, and obviously there. Check that group out. They're going to know way more than me, but that'll be something you can do. Hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments down below. Anthony has mentioned, what do I need to do to gain the buy box? Super simple. I did do a video on this. If you want to know really short, I'll do very short fire. One, professional selling account. You cannot win it on an individual, so you've got to pay the £30 a month. Sorry, £5 more it's going to cost you. You've got to do it. Number two is the fact that the next two biggest things are generally you want to be FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, because if you're FBA, then it's pretty much you just need to match the price depending on your seller metrics. And what do we mean by that? Like you've had history of selling, you've got reviews, you know, Amazon can see that you're a good, you know, you've got a history of selling and you've not had complaints. If you haven't got a history of selling and you are FBA, you're probably going to need to undercut the buy box price to be able to win it, if that makes sense, because Amazon's metric are looking at a lot of stuff, generally FBA, fulfillment, and price. Now, if them two are the same and they're both experienced sellers, they'll rotate the buy box. But if one is a very experienced seller and the other one is brand new, well, the new one won't get as much buy box priority. So what you're going to have to do is, as a new seller, bring your price down so you're now competing. So that is a shame, but that's what you're going to need to generally do. 9 times, just literally, I'd sit there, Amazon Seller Central, go into the pricing, change it manually, and then watch it drop down. And then what you're going to do is load the product up again. And top tip for you, load the product up in an incognito mode window. Don't load the product on Amazon's main shopping page using your one. Why? Amazon detects who you are and they show you in the buy box, even if you're not actually on it. So it's a bit misleading. So do it incognito mode. That way you're not logged in. And then you can see when you're looking at your listing, am I winning the buy box? No, I'm not. Go back to Seller Central, reduce the price a bit more, wait 15 minutes, go back and check. My price is now updated. Am I winning the listing? No, I'm not. Carry on. It's a shame. You're just going to have to get some experience selling. It does take time. I've done some videos about it. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments below. Adam said, no mention of not doing it in their terms of service, as others say that they do it. I'm just going to come back to your previous question. Okay, fine. About barcodes. That's absolutely fine. Or free gifts. Yeah, like that's fine. So long as you're not breaching any terms of service, you're okay. So yeah, fine. I know other people do it. They add in the gift into like the bundle. That's fine. But cool. Sal has mentioned similar question in regards to cashback sites. Would you register as a company as an individual? Cashback sites, I'll just do it as an individual. Yeah, just do it as an individual. We don't really, again, it's just like trade. On my top cashback right now, we've got like £3,000 to pay out. I think we've done £14,000 through it in total cashback, so it's quite a lot. But yeah, we should do it as individual. Put it this way, do it that, and then if they kick up, thing. If you're talking about UK cashback, top complete savings, do not even think about doing a company, and make sure you don't go hit the 250. We always spent about 200 a month. That worked, and then we had like 1 or 2 shut down. So we had 4 accounts at most, but it came a bit of a palaver and we stopped doing it. So there you go. Adam said, thank you, Adam. I'm glad I can help you. Olivia said, do you have review strategies that is above board? Yeah, top. What we did is, if you're looking for a video, I said like how to get reviews using Seller Board. If that makes sense. There's an affiliate link I put on that video, which is a 2-month free trial for Seller Board. You can link it into your Amazon Seller account, and what it will do is it will send an email out automatically with every order that you place. And then what it will do is, instead of putting the link, which Amazon does by default, to the product, it'll actually do the link to your seller page. So then you get reviews. So that's the completely above board. Pardon me, dying of COVID, not at all. That's the completely above board methodology to do, and just make sure that the text that you're using is very in line with Amazon's terms of service, i.e. you're not saying, if you liked the product, give me a 5-star review. You can't even say give me a 5-star review now. You've got to say give us a review, because 5 stars leading them to give you 5 stars. So be very mindful of that. But Seller Board, we've used Seller Board. Yeah, Seller Board, I think it is. Let me just check. I'll just type it in. Seller Board. Yeah, Seller Board we've used, and they have a really good functionality, and you can use that part of the 60-day trial, so pretty much get it for free. Oh, that helps. Let me know in the comments down below if you like that. Oh my God, my nose is really sneezing right now. Okay, Veronica, Oliver mentioned, thank you so much. I wasn't referring to the existing product, but cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, really great. I'm just going to fire through these because I appreciate you guys. Lots of questions, and I'm glad I can help you. My God, I don't even have hay fever, and I feel like I do. But I'm glad I can help you, and I'm glad you're asking, so I'd rather do these quickly. So Olivia said anything that you wouldn't mind sharing with us. Cool, got that one. Carlos has come back. Thanks for the insight. We got hit with 3 IP complaints on the first 2 weeks of October. We're about to hit 70K revenues this month versus 37. Cool. Hey, first thing first, well done to you. I think the mindset you've got to have behind it, and the same thing for me, is it's like, oh, as we grow bigger, do we, we're going to get more IP complaints. Does that mean we should not do it? One thing you got to kind of understand is 2 things. Number one, you should never stop your growth because of the bad. Like, that's like, well, if you had that mindset, you should literally just go cuddle up in the corner with a blanket over you for the rest of your life. Like, you'll never take any risks. We're here to grow our businesses, make a great life. So definitely got to be growing our business. And well done to you, 37 up to 70. That's absolutely smashing. And that's 70 so far. So that means like you've got another week left. You're going to be doubling your revenue. Like, honestly, really, really well done. I think the next one that I'd really recommend for you as well is the one thing which we see, and obviously no one really knows this for sure. If you're a brand new selling account and you get like 2 IP complaints, that's super dangerous, like super dangerous. But if you're doing 100,000 a month and you get two IP complaints, or like you 70,000, you get 3, you're like, it's annoying, but you're not like, my account's gonna be shut down tomorrow. Why? Because I think Amazon has some kind of internal metric where they look at IP complaints versus revenue or versus volume. So the more volume you're doing, the more hits you can take, because it's just the very nature of what we do. Obviously, there is an upper limit, but obviously the lower you're doing, the more you've got to be protected. So I think it is generally proportional, but I do think as well is the fact that as you grow your revenue, you're growing your profits, and you should be fighting these complaints. But also, because you're growing your revenue and your profits, you can then take advantage of extra services like we use Seller Basics, and that just helps you out in managing them and reducing them down. So, and also you get better at what you do. You know, a lot to buy like from the weird Chinese, like buying SD cards from Alibaba. Like, that's a stupid thing. But I hope that makes sense, and I really understand your concern. But I wouldn't worry. Like, I think always protect yourself, always fight them. Maybe pay for a service, but keep growing. Don't let it stop you. I hope that makes sense, Carlos. So SI Limited has mentioned, are you having a deal with any product? Are you having to deal with any product safety issue violations for grocery items? Quite a few in the past week, so they're getting them. No, none at all. I had a look today. 0 product safety violations, and we've never had them for like the last 10 weeks. I can see that on my report internally. Again, I would just go back and fight them. I see what happens. It's a bit weird, product safety issues for grocery items. I'm guessing it's something to do with like the ingredients, maybe. Maybe just kind of like try and do an analysis and understand what's happening. Sometimes you can't get rid of them. You just got to take it on the hit and see how it goes. But yeah, no, nothing. Sorry about that. I hope that helped out. I'm just going to jumping through. Wow, we've got lots of questions. I will kind of fire through these quick. Do answer me. I promise you I will get through them all by the end of the session. Carlos mentioned we'd hired 2 VAs from the Fastrack FBA Academy, and they've added so much value. What percent are you using here in the US? Cool. Honestly, really great that they've added so much value. Like, honestly, really pleased with that. And VAs are hard. Like, I never deny it, but like, well done to you. Like, not only look, we like to think we do a good job, but also it's about managing them right. It takes 2 to tango, and obviously, Carlos, you're doing something right as well. That you're making it feel great, and they're really enjoying it. So really, really well done. If you want to know, we use a company called American Warehouse in New Hampshire. They're a 0% VAT rate. It's a tax-free state, and they're an actual physical warehouse, not a like someone's house. So they can do a lot. The only one thing which I will say is you've got to pay the invoices ASAP. They don't release the shipments until you pay the invoice. So I didn't realize that. That's the one thing I say. But they're good. They're fast. They're very good at communication. And I think the real question is when things go wrong. Things go wrong all the time, in all businesses. That's a fact. But it's about the ability to be able to communicate when things go wrong. That's, it's about how you handle it when you go wrong. And I'm not saying we've had things go wrong, but we've had questions, we've had a lot of stuff we need to communicate, and they've always been on top of it. So I'm really happy with that. So I do recommend them, and we do use them, and I'm not looking to go anywhere else. That's American Warehouse in New Hampshire. That's who we use. So I hope that makes sense. Let me know in Carlos if you want me to drop a link down below. Olivia has mentioned, thanks, Tom, superstar. Thank you so much. If anyone wants to know that Facebook group for, what do you call it? For seller rights issues, if you've got IP warnings, join them. That's the group there. Honestly, join that group. I'm in it. I do see them. I don't really comment at all, really, but I do just see it. Like, I know the resources there, but I think it's a very good group. They're very helpful, so do join it. Oliver said, thanks, really appreciate it. Honestly, glad I can help you. Thank you so much for joining. Honestly, it's your time. My God, you're busy smashing your Amazon business. Veronica said, when we analyze sales rank and keeper, what would be the optimal maximum level for deciding a product to sell? I mean, I've seen products at sales rank of 50 and others at sales rank of 30K. Veronica, I can show you products with sales rank 200,000 that you probably want to buy. Just remember, kind of like it's a triangle you're looking at. There's 3 things you need to consider when you're doing any deal analysis. 1, what is my physical cash profit? Number 2, let's do that. 1, physical cash product. Number 2, what is my ROI? Or some people like to use margin. It's absolutely fine. Like if you're like, hey, I'm gonna make $10, £10 profit. Fantastic, great. But what if it costs £1,000? Well, the ROI or margin would just be rubbish, so you wouldn't do it. So cash profit is always good, but also you need to consider that in relation to ROI or margin, up to you. But also as well, if the ROI is like 100%, fantastic, but I'm only going to make 1p profit because it's going to cost me 1p to buy, it's probably not worth your time. So again, those two in consideration. And then the third kind of element of the triangle is sales velocity. Obviously, you can make as much profit and as much ROI as you like, but if the product never sells, you're not going to make that. You're never going to realize it. You only make your money at the point of sale, and obviously the more you can sell, the better. If you make £10 profit or $10 profit and it sells once a month, you're like, okay, cool, not great, I'm not really happy. But if you're making like 50p or 50 cents, if it sells 100 times a day, you'd be like, wow, we can do quite well out of this. Or there's a lot of variations of that. So my top tip for you is don't ever just look at sales rank in isolation, look at it as a whole picture. And also, whenever you're looking at a listing, look at the competition. You might get a 30,000 sales rank, which is like great selling product, but there's so much competition that once you take the sales per month and divide it by the competition, you're just not really going to sell anything. But you might find something in 250,000 sales rank, which is only selling like 2 items a month. But my God, you're going to be making 100% ROI on your investment. You're going to be making $30, £30 profit. You're like, well, that's just a simple buy and I can keep replenishing it. You might only sell like 20 over the course of a year, but it's just a nice, simple one to buy and just repeat. Like, again, it's for you. The thing I'll say is there is 1,000 ways to slice an apple. Just because a lot of people talk about fast selling items doesn't mean you should be doing it. You might have very slow selling items at very low stocks of them and just churn it. Booksellers, for example. My God, I was speaking to Seth Baker. He does like 500,000 in books a year. And I was like, how much of your stock do you sell? I was like, how much inventory do you have? He's like, well, I only really have like 1 book for every ASIN. Like, he doesn't have like 10 books of the same product in. And what does that tell you? That every single one of his books are like super slow selling, way high. But this guy's doing like 30% net margins on £500,000, like insane. Way more profitable than I am, as in like percentage margin. So again, there's 1,000 ways to slice an apple. For you is to figure out the one that you like. I hope that makes sense. Drop me a comment down below if it does. Antti says, does it help you have sizable stock? I'm going to answer that really quickly because I'm not too sure what you mean. But if you mean like big stock, maybe, so long as there's profit in there, but obviously just imagine there's more fees. And number 2, if you mean like lots of stock, then yeah, I generally think the more stock you have, I generally think the more SKUs you have, the more profit or the more sales you're going to make. So the bigger range of products you've got on sale, that's going to help you out. I hope that makes sense. Let me give it more detail down below. Harminder is coming in. I think the food and safety product violations occur when the listing doesn't have the product ingredients. Cool. Thank you for that. I don't know the answer, but yeah, thank you for letting me know that. I've learned something today. Coffee. Thank you, Amanda. Adam's given us a smiley face. Adam, hashtag excited. Thank you for the smiley face. I feel like my new profile picture. Cool. S. Martin, thank you, Thomas. Sorry for the delay. Thank you. I had kids emergency. Not a problem, honestly. Family first. That is the most important thing. Bless you too. Thank you. Adam has mentioned, do you have any experience of using a service to send emails to customers? Do you have any experience? Slow down, Tom. Do you have any experience of using a service that emails to customers, which the seller can template? So exactly what I talked about. Seller board. They have a thing. I did a video on it. I talked it through, live screen share, how to use it all. I checked that one out. I think that'd be helpful for you. Yeah, we've done that before. We don't use it anymore, but we have done it just to get the reviews up. Very good. Veronica said, bless you. Glad I could help. Thank you. Adam has mentioned, I think you answered the board. Haha. Sorry, I'm a bit slow. Let's going to go through. Bless you. Sheena Joy. Hi there. I'm new to listing. Do you think my client seller's account might have a problem if I use a different IP address? Nope, not at all. We use multiple IP addresses, and I'm regularly changing VPNs from like America, UK, Mexico while I'm in Mexico. Don't worry about it. Doesn't make a difference. Adam has mentioned, in your experience, do you think it's worth joining the brand registry program? I've never done it. I have no experience. What I've heard, I think it's worth it if you have a brand you want to register. do it. I've heard some good things, and they help you do like IP complaints and stuff if you want to deal with that, or like raise them rather than deal with them. So I think if you're going to go down the brand route, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't see why not. Amazon gives you the tools, use them. Blaine has mentioned, I'm new to the channel. Thank you for joining. And obviously, if you don't know, I do a lot of videos about Amazon, but this session today is really about helping to answer your questions. So thank you for joining, and thank you for the question, by the way. Really good. In the US, existing Amazon seller, do you have a program coaching that teaches more advanced information? What is the Fastrack FBA Academy? Okay, cool. So I don't sell a course. Well, we do. It's like a $10 upsell. It's like nothing. So we have a free course, but I don't think that's going to be very useful for you. If you're going to ask me, Blaine, I don't have a program. I do coaching. I'm about $300 an hour. I tell people don't buy it because most people like starting out. Like if you know exactly what you want to achieve, you know what you're struggling with, and you've seen that maybe I have content on that which is helpful and you want to ask more questions, that's where the coaching really adds value. But I wouldn't recommend my coaching for like someone starting out or someone who's like, I've just got questions. So I do think that is really important to define. And the reason why I charge 300 is two things, is really like the experience I've learned over 4 years, but also as well my time. I really value my time. I run 2 Amazon businesses and Fastrack FBA, so 3 companies, 56 VAs. But I think for you, Blaine, top tip for you, if you're looking more the advanced stuff, and it's really funny, go through my £1 million journey. A couple of things which I think that I don't really know where you're at in like revenue wise. The £1 million through my YouTube channel talks about like the plan, what we're doing, like the 4-hour work week. And I'm not saying you should do 4 hours, but it's about really systematizing and bringing the operational aspects down to your business, bringing that down. I'd really look at my cash flow sheet. People love that. I think that's really good. The whole £1 million journey, I do monthly updates. I did like quarterly updates on that, where we're at profitability wise, and talked about what's going on in the business. I think they're really good things to help you understand that journey we went on. And then also as well, the other one which I'd really recommend to anyone, whether you're doing an Amazon seller or not, is time boxing. Elon Musk uses it, and we did a video on it, and it's like the biggest game-changing thing I've ever done. So I really recommend that. But Blaine, if there's anything specific that you want to understand, let me know in the comments down below, and obviously I'll answer that for you and maybe give you like a video that's going to help you out. But I hope that answers that question. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for joining. So Adam has mentioned, this is great info, making me think. Cool. Glad I could help you, Adam, and thank you for joining again. Really good. Veronica, yes, Tom, thank you so much. Your advice is really helpful. Cool, and really helpful. Thank you so much, Veronica, for joining as well. Obviously, guys, you've got questions, do drop it down below. Harminder has mentioned, did you take the Amazon loan? So if you want to know, we got a loan offer from Amazon for £252,000, which obviously is a lot of cash. We had 121. That was about 4 months ago, I think. Don't quote me. Then the next month we had 130. So we took that. So we basically got like 9K plus whatever we repaid. And then we've just been offered now, like so about month, 2 months later, we just got 252. And Harminder, the question which we're really asking, and I think is really valid for anyone who's thinking about taking a loan, you've got to, before you do it, you've got to think there's like 4 things we've identified. So I said at the beginning, I'll say it again now. Number 1 is, if you've got this money, can you find enough deals to spend it on? Because otherwise, it's just going to be sat there in the bank doing nothing. So do you have the team? Do you have the infrastructure? Do you have the VA? So like, we recently, like a month ago, we hired 3 more VAs. We've got 8 now. So like, we might have to hire 2 more on top of that to help manage this. So can you find the deals? Number 2 is, if you can find the deals, that's great, but can you physically purchase them? And if I give you an analogy or a metric we look at, my purchasing managers right now in the UK, a purchasing manager and a purchasing assistant, they spend £40,000 per week each. So that's where we think they're going to cap out at. They're spending about 36,000, so about 70,000 total across the whole business. So we're kind of currently we're getting quite close to the limit of what we can actually physically purchase. So even if we found the deals, doesn't mean we can actually buy them, because we just don't have the physical capacity with people. And then if you can physically buy them, then the next question is, can you logistically manage it? I.e., if you're prepping yourself or if you're using a prep center, can they do it? Don't get me wrong, like, add £130,000 worth of stock. That's quite a lot of stock. So, can the warehouse manage that? Is that logistically possible? Do we have the systems in place? Is it going to work? That's fine. And then the final one is the administrative side. So getting it from the warehouse into Amazon, that's super important. Also, the other one is like, my God, you're going to go about £130,000 worth of stock. If you're doing OA, that's a lot of invoices you're going to have to chase. That's a lot of like managing of just logistics. There's so much to do. So, those four things we're really looking at right now. I think the biggest problems are probably around purchasing managers. They take time, and also administration. We're looking to hire another one to have 4 admin VAs, which is quite a lot. So that's something to think about. So yeah, we're still undecided. We're still managing it and thinking about it. But we've got until the 15th of November to accept or not accept, because that's when the Amazon will retract the offer. But we'll see. Could be a really, really good Q4. So let's move on. So Sheena said, what's your top 1 researching tool? Keeper? Yeah, Keeper. Yeah, absolutely Keeper. You can do like reverse sourcing with it. It's really cool. Is for the fact that you just doing deal analysis. If you can understand what's happened in the past, you can make a very good prediction in the future. Keeper's got to be it. And there's a lot of tools out there that do have Keeper-like graphs, and they're pretty good. Like we even do our own one in Fastrack FBA. I really like them, but I do just think Keeper's an amazing tool, and they've done a really good job for the €15 a month. Definitely worth it. So that's my number 1 research tool. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Anthony said, I really appreciate your superior knowledge. Oh my God, I'm not superior. I'm just telling you what I've learned. Dedication and professionalism. Thank you so much, honestly. Thank you. And that you give so much of your free time to help the community. Honestly, I'm glad I can help. I really am. What we identified is the videos I do are quite cool, but also it's about creating interaction. But if, I talked about it earlier, Elon Musk time boxing is defining the work that you're going to do. Now, it's people ask me like, hey Tom, how do you manage it all? Like, how do you get back to everyone? It's because like I don't really talk to that many people, but I really define it. So like my Facebook messages, I don't reply straight away. I do it in a very specific period of time, and like this, I have an hour to help you guys on this call, and I'm really happy to help. So, first things first, thank you so much for joining and listening and sharing, asking questions. I don't know the answers, all of them. I can only share from what I've learned, but also as well, I'm really happy to give that time because I've defined it in that time box. So if you want to change the game, I promise you, look on the YouTube channel. We did a time boxing. It's just called time boxing. It's it has changed the way everything runs, and we can now put everything down into a very defined period of time, which makes a big difference. But thank you so much, honestly, and keep coming, keep joining, and hopefully I can help you out. Saj, I think it's Saj Al. I think. Sorry if I'm reading your name wrong. I'm really bad with names. For a new seller, any tips on bookkeeping? Yeah, come. Are really fast. Speak to your accountant. Obviously, you're going to have an accountant. Number 2 is create a folder on your computer called like the year, 2021, 2022, for example. And in that folder, put 12 months, voila. And then in that, for each month, January to December, go to all the banks that you have. It might be like Santander for us. Download the bank statement for that folder, for that month, put that bank statement in the folder. And then basically for every single expenditure, not income, expenditure, so money going out of the bank statement, you need to make sure you have all the invoices for that. And that's not like just the receipts, the order receipt from there. No, you need to actually go to the supplier and go, hi, can I have an invoice, please? Or download the invoice from their platform. Get it. The reason is if you're in the UK, VAT, when it comes up, you need to obviously show evidence that you've spent the money that you said you spent. And then also number 2 is that you can reclaim all your VAT back for the last 6 months at the point of registration. So start doing it today, because I assume you're going to grow your business to get to the point where you are VAT registered, and then obviously you're going to have to use those invoices to help you claim back the correct amount of VAT. Building good habits now, it's a nightmare. I promise you that. It is annoying. Building good habits. We use a bit of software called Xero. So basically it will just import the bank statement, and then with each expenditure, we can just upload the receipt. Really simple. You can loads of add-ons like Receipt Bank. It works really well. Watch a couple of videos. It's really, at the end of the day, what you need to do is just make sure you have a record of every single transaction, every single expenditure on your bank statement. Do that and you're pretty much fine. But it's easier than it sounds. Hence why I have 4 admin VAs. Right, let's kind of move on. Adam has mentioned you're very inspirational. You are the equivalent of UK's Martin Lewis of finance. Thank you. I feel I'm definitely nowhere near Martin Lewis. Cool. I hope that helps. So here we're in there. Hates the ROI formula for dropshipping. I don't do dropshipping. I'm not really a big fan of it. You can do it. Read Amazon terms of service. You cannot ship from Walmart to a customer, because it will say Walmart on the packaging. That is completely against terms of service. You are going to lose your account. Do not do it. You can, if you are working with manufacturers, distributors who will ship directly to the customer on your behalf, and you need to ensure that within the packaging there is nothing which says the name of the wholesale or manufacturer or distributor. Manufacturer's okay because they're brand, but it can't say, it's got to be you, only your stuff. If you can do that, that's fine. And again, I'll say this: you're shipping branded items, you're competing versus the buy box, and because you're doing what's known as merchant fulfilled, you're generally going to have to undercut the buy box. Now, what does that mean? You can't really dictate the price. You're just at the mercy of the markets, because it's a marketplace we operate in. So then what does the ROI mean, or what does the formula look like? Well, your formula is you just need to do more volume. That's it. You're just buying more, selling more. That's it. So I'd really recommend doing that. Guys, we've got about 10 minutes. Drop any questions in. I will quick fire through them all and try and get them all done. But we've got 10 minutes before I finish. This is an hour. I do this every week. This is our new time at 10 a.m. in Mexico City time. This is 11 p.m. Philippines and about 4 p.m. London time. So it's really helped you. If you've liked it, give me a big thumbs up, but do drop your questions in before we finish. So I'll kind of go through them now. Blaine has mentioned, I'm at about 20 to 50,000 per month selling video games, electronics, small items, high margin, doing everything myself. I want to build a team to do what I do, to do what sourcing, product transition, more into FBA. Cool, fine. I think, Blaine, top tip for you, if I'm going to have to just really recommend, think about your whole week. Think about where you spend all your time, the biggest time things, not the little tasks that you can outsource to VA. That's not worth it. It's the big tasks. So I'm guessing it's maybe like, if you're sourcing it yourself, can you hire a sourcer to go find these products? Maybe you've got wholesalers, like hire a VA to go through the wholesale list and teach them what you need to know. What you're trying to do is look at, if maybe it's like 20 hours a week you're doing sourcing. If you can free up 20 hours a week, my God, that's going to be amazing. Now, the one thing I'll share with you, and I share this with everyone with VAs, because we do, the Fastrack FBA VA Academy, we've hired over 300 VAs in the last 18 months. It's been really, really successful. We do only online arbitrage, but we do have people who take our VAs and then train them on the wholesale model. That's fine. If you are interested, just go on to fastrackfba.com and resources up top, and then virtual assistants. You can book in a free 30-minute call and have a chat with my team. But the top tip for you is, at a fundamental level, a VA will never, ever, ever be as good as you. My God, I'll never be as good as you, because in your mind, you are number one. But what will be better than you is 10 VAs. Even like a VA might be half as good as you. Well, that means 3 VAs are going to be better than you. And you cannot work enough hours to outcompete 10 people. It's just never going to happen. This is not about today. This is not even about hiring one VA and then doing it. This is about where you want to be in the next 3 years' time. And ideally in 3 years' time, you probably want to have a team of people sourcing, purchasing, doing the administration. This is what I have. We have I think 11 now in the UK, and we do like £500,000, so like 300,000 US a month, and I do that in like 4 hours a week. So again, you've done amazingly well where you are, 20,000 to 50,000. This is now about taking the next step, about going, okay, how do I get to 100, 200, 500,000, 1 million a month? And what you probably understand is that you cannot do this yourself. That is just impossible. So once you understand that I cannot do that myself, I can't keep growing on my own, then the next question comes out, okay, well, if I have to hire someone, what does that look like and how I do it? And the question then comes about, okay, let's start getting rid of my biggest tasks and outsourcing them. And a top tip for you, generate revenue first. So what do I mean by that? I mean, don't go and hire an admin VA first, because that means now you just got to work more to cover their cost. Get someone to find deals for you, which you can then buy and resell, which generate more cash, which will then pay for the next VA, which could be an admin VA if you want. But generally speaking, if the admin isn't too bad, you can do it yourself for a while. But building that team to generate the cash means that then you only have to do the administration, and then you're working on the business, not in it. And if you want to know, if you do join the VA Academy, Fastrack FBA VA Academy, I do a weekly call every week solely about managing teams, getting the most out of them. And we've got like 170 clients and 320 VAs hired. I do share about that and like top tips and how to really drive efficiencies and also scale your business using teams. So that's part of a private group we have. So yeah, hope that makes sense. But hey, great question, and hey, well done, absolutely smashing it. Cool. Ishan here mentioned, I think I got your name right. Any tips to manage cash flow? Check my YouTube channel. I did a cash flow video. I have a an Excel, like a Google Sheet download. It does cost £30 or $30. I won't lie. It's taken a long time to develop it, but it's game changing. Like, it really helps manage cash flow. We look at, if you want to know, we look at all the Amazon disbursements, what's coming out this week and what's coming out next week. We look at what's in your bank accounts. We look at what your overdraft is, and we also look at all your credit facilities, so like supplier credit, credit cards, etc., etc. We combine that all together to create what's known as available assets, and then we look at all your liabilities and when they're due, all the purchases, etc., etc. And then it just walks you through quite nicely to say, okay, well, you've got this much assets and credit, you've got this much liabilities, and then you just kind of like play with one number, and it will go red or green, and you make that number as big as you can without anything going red, and it will just go, here's how much money you can spend. And it will tell you, and it will help you manage that forecasting of expenses versus assets and liabilities. So check it out. Fastrack FBA YouTube channel. It's like the cash flow video. Really, really good. I've done 2 of them now. Same sheet from both of them. Don't worry about it, but really helpful. So I hope that helps. S. Martin, my top IPI 557, but now it's 537, and I'm worried that it will go further down. I watched your video but couldn't find how to change replenish normal control. Can you go through that, please? Long story short, is in, I think, don't quote me because my team do this. I think you go into like, you go into actual settings itself and edit the product. So when you go into like the inventory, you click on edit. I will need to check with my team. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it is there. You go into the, when you edit the listing, and you can change it from a non-replenishable. But look, S. Martin, long story short is, I think it's, as long as you don't go below 500, you're not going to have a problem. And right now you've gone from 557 down to 537. Just keep on top of good practices, and you should be fine. Like we sat around that like 530 for a long time. We're now like 670 because the team are really, really good at it. But it doesn't really make any difference going higher than 500. So yes, you can do it, but yes, you can do it, but I wouldn't worry. I think one question for you, I have just noticed you put it down here. I cannot find it there. Do me a quick favor. I don't know, because obviously I'm not into the individual bits, but I will have to find out. If you want to find out, do go to Fastrack FBA website. There's a little chat window down the bottom. Ask, her name's Joanne, she's lovely. Ask Joanne about that, and she'll ask my team and then message you back once my team come back. So that's a really good way to know. So like, just go in this video, you said, hey, I can't find it, can you help us, show us where? And then obviously she can explain that and find it for my team. So I hope that makes sense. F. Martin, let me know. Adam's given us a big thumbs up, and Adam's also come, my IPI is slipping down 580. My God, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Like 580, you're absolutely smashing it. You're absolutely fine. Honestly, doing really well. And it does slip. It does come up and down. It's because it's the nature of what you're doing. So, really, really don't worry too much there. Again, it's just got, I think it's over 500. If you're over 500, it doesn't matter. Like, I had people like, oh my God, we're like 590 and I want to get to 800. I'm like, don't bother. It's a waste of your time. It doesn't make any difference. And S. Martin, okay, I'll do that. Thank you. Cool. Okay. Wow. I've got through all those questions. Oh my God, that has been a lot of questions. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has joined. Thank you so much for your time, everything you asked, the questions. Hope you have added some value. And I will ask, if you do like this, obviously make sure you hit subscribe, but then the other one, give me a big thumbs up. So I hope I can really help you in your Amazon businesses. What I will say is this is an hour live that I do with you guys to support you in your Amazon businesses. We do start, and I will say this is, I'm in Mexico City right now, so that's about 10 a.m. my time. London is about 4 p.m. and in the Philippines it's about 11 p.m. So you can kind of do the calculations from there. So do come join me every week. We'll do this every single Monday going forward, unless like I'm traveling, for example. But I'm here to help you guys, and I do a lot of these videos to help you out, but this is your questions to ask me, and I'll give you my thoughts and my opinions. I don't know the answers. I'm not an expert. And S. Martin sort of flagged something today that I was like, I don't know the exact answer to that, but I know how to get it, and that's the important thing, finding where to go for the right information. So, from me, Thomas Parkinson, to all of you, thank you so much for joining. Honestly, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for your time, energy. Keep smashing it, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Honestly, I'm here to help you. But hey, stay safe, have a great day, and keep smashing your Amazon businesses. Bye bye.